The half-ounce spinnerbait is very versatile, and I would recommend, if you're starting out fishing spinnerbaits, start out with the half-ounce spinnerbait. So it's really important you want to use 100% fluorocarbon, or at least fluorocarbon coated line when you're throwing these spinnerbaits. It's real important, especially in those clear water fisheries, rivers, etc. So keep that in mind. Another thing that's really important when you're fishing spinnerbaits is patience. You're going to be taking a lot of casts. It's going to feel like you're casting forever. It's one of those baits that you can slow roll and fish it slow and methodically and just really grind that bait, and boom. Alright guys, and one of the reasons you just got to have a spinnerbait tied on during spring and fall time, and when that water is stained all the way to chocolate milk, muddy water, you want to have a spinnerbait tied on. And one of the reasons is because it displaces a lot of water. So it gives off a thump, it gives off flash, it displaces a lot of water, and that's all very important. That's key during that time of year, and with those conditions you want to have a spinnerbait. Now, there are times that the spinnerbait's going to excel in the fisheries or bodies of water where you have a lot of bait fish, a good bait fish population. You have shad or kokanee, things like that, that even trout, that this spinnerbait can really imitate. Alright guys, if it doesn't have a good bait fish population, if it doesn't have a lot of trout, kokanee, shad, doesn't really have any of those things, there are times when the spinnerbait will not be as effective. Alright guys, another thing to remember is the bigger the bait fish, the bigger, the fish, the body of the water that you're fishing, the more of an abundance you have of, say, trout, kokanee, or shad, or even bluegill, perch, things like that. You can really upsize these spinnerbaits. You can upsize all your baits in general. The profile itself is going to get you a lot more attention. It's going to draw fish from further away. It's going to cast a bigger shadow. All this is important. All this comes into play, and it's very key. So get out there, get yourself a spinnerbait. Spring and fall, get yourself a spinnerbait. Go out there, try it. This spring, this fall, give it a go. See what happens. It's one of those baits where it's very weedless and you can pull it through a lot of different things, so you don't have to worry too much where you go. You can fish a spinnerbait almost anywhere. Stay tuned for more.